Hello and welcome to Box Office Receipts for the weekend of August 30th. Labor Day weekend, aka the end of the summer movie season. We got a real quiet weekend, so let's just start off with the weekend top 5. In first place, once again, is Angel Has Fallen with $11.8 million for a total of $40.9 million. In second place is Good Boys with $9.5 million for a total of $56.5 million. In third place, we have The Lion King with $6.7 million for a total of $520.9 million. Fourth place is Hobbs & Shaw with $6.3 million for $157.1 million. Lastly, in fifth place is Ready or Not, which moved up from sixth place last weekend with $5.8 million for a total of $20.3 million. So I was quite a bit wrong with predictions here. I thought Toy Story 4 would get a big bump. It got a bump, but still came in at 15th place. Also, The Lion King is now holding better than Hobbs & Shaw, which I guess is not too surprising. So overall, a very quiet weekend. So I mentioned this last week, but let's talk about Ne Zha, probably absolutely mispronouncing that, but the Chinese animated movie that is just killing it. It did open up this weekend in a limited release in IMAX and came in at 20th place and just over $1 million. That's a very good number, considering it did that in only 66 theaters. Also, this was a quick release. I was in China 2 weeks ago where they announced, it was going to be a limited release in America next week. They spent very little advertising it. Now, back in China, it has made so far $659 million, which is massive. It has taken over Avengers Endgame to be the second highest grossing movie of the year in China, behind The Wandering Earth at $690 million. How's that gotta feel? You make almost $660 million for your movie, still not first place. It is also now at third place all time in China, with number 1 being Wolf Warrior 2. So why the hype? Well, Ne Zha is a Chinese mythological person. For the movie, the story is that Ne Zha is meant to bring the destruction of the world, and because of that is shunned by people. It becomes a story about breaking out of what you are supposed to be. I think something kids would resonate with when watching. Besides that, it also has solid reviews, as well as the Chinese rating site Douban with an 8.7 rating. So yeah, this movie blew up because it had a good recipe all around. It was an animated movie based on a mythological person, good reviews, and a good release date as well. It came out at the end of July, so The Lion King was passed, and the only competition it had was Hobbs & Shaw. So, not bad at all. While it has been a quiet weekend, we still gotta do some international updates. The Lion King is now at $1.56 billion worldwide, which places it number 7 worldwide of all time. Hobbs & Shaw is now at $528 million internationally, for a worldwide total of $687 million. China is pulling its weight here, with it accounting for $163 million of the international total. Angry Birds 2 is at $58 million internationally for a worldwide total of $93 million. At this rate, it looks like it will not even hit $150 million by the end of its time at the box office, which, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has now made $152 million internationally for a worldwide total of $283 million. This one should definitely pass $300 million and should finish up between $350 and $400 million, though probably closer on the $350 side. So we got our first weekend of fall, and we only got one big movie, and that is It Chapter 2. Now the first one was a huge hit, making $700 million worldwide, and it overperformed big. So what about part 2? Well, based on all the news and statistics, the hype is still there, but just not as big as the first one. A lot of sites are saying around $90 to $110 million opening weekend, which, while that is less than the first one, is still amazing. Also, the budget for this is apparently between $70 to $80 million, so easy moneymaker here for Warner Brothers, who badly need their big hit this year. I assume I don't have to say it, but It Chapter 2 will take first place this weekend. With that, let me do the rest of the weekend top 5. Second place, Angel Has Fallen. Third place, Good Boys. Fourth place, The Lion King. And fifth place, Hobbs & Shaw. So that's it for another episode of Box Office Receipts. How much do you think It Chapter 2 will make this weekend? Let me know on Instagram at Tyler Callahan Media. Thank you for listening, and see you next week.